Sad news, DeMonte Timms has flipped from Colorado, has now committed to the Indiana Hoosiers, I guess that are college football playoff bound. I'm going to talk about the status of our recruiting class right now in 2026 and where we go from here. There still is a chance to salvage this, and we got to get to work, guys. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please be sure to like and subscribe as well. And hey, if you haven't signed up on Kalshi, do that as well. Use the code DTB for that. We're going to take a look at Arizona State, Colorado here later on. But thank you for sponsoring the video. It's been fun being on Kalshi. You know what's not fun, though? Is losing a recruit or a commit here. DeMonte Timms has flipped his commitment from Colorado to Indiana. And I want to say he was committed to Penn State before he flipped to us. Yeah, this came up in a Rivals article, I think a little while back, that talked about how Timms and Gavin Mueller were some names to watch out for. With possible flips. We'll see what happens with Rodney Colton. He's another guy that I'm keeping an eye on, but unfortunate. And this is where we're at right now, guys, is 95th overall class in the country with 10 commits. It would be fantastic to get up to 20, but I think that might be out of the cards right now. But some players that we do have right now, again, Carson Crawford, Preston Ashley, Rodney Colton, Christian Ward, those are like the big guys that I think are seen as building block pieces for this program, and we definitely need to keep them along with the offensive line talent and really everybody else that we're bringing in this class. And it is imperative, guys, that we sign some more of these uncommitted guys that we have offered so far. And I did a show on Tuesday night. Go check it out. And I thought this was a really cool exercise. You know, at the time, you still had DeMonte Timms still a part of the recruiting class. But if you were to just sign like 75, 80% of the guys that you've offered that are uncommitted places, you could still find yourself in a top 30 recruiting class nationally and a top 5 class. I think it would be 4th in the Big 12. With 26 commits. So there's still a lot of work to be done. And again, I really feel like this is an effort thing. Colorado, we're not asking guys to flip from other schools. We're just asking guys to make their commitment. And I think that we can get some of this going. At least if I was part of the conversation right there over at the Champion Center, this would be something that I would be letting the recruiting staff know, dude, come on, we can finish this. Coach Prime, we can finish this. Let's go ahead and check out some of the other positions that we got. And you might say, Dave, these guys are 3-star guys. Who cares? Guys, man, football programs are built off of these. And we have already offered these guys, regardless of their star rating. And we have said, hey, you, for instance, Jamarcia Platter, you are good enough to play for this program. Sherroyd Whitehead, you're good enough to play for this program. Let's come on down to Boulder, baby. Davis Penn, we can sign a handful of running backs here. That would be nice. I think we're kind of good at wide receiver. I mean, we got a lot of those guys, but there's still a few guys that we've offered that could come out here. What I'm really interested in is, you know, the defensive talent. Let's continue to bring in more defensive talent. J.D. Hill is uncommitted. This is a 4-star guy, one of the few 4-star guys that is uncommitted that we've offered. Joseph Pecco, we got to close the deal with him, right? His dad's on staff. James Morrow out of IMG Academy. We've had great success recruiting IMG players. Alexander McPherson, London Merritt, Jordan Seaton, all these guys. When you look at linebacker, we've actually done well at linebacker. Shout out to Coach Hart for offering these guys. It seems like Coach Hart, Gunnar White are really the ones hitting this hard, and maybe they can help us close the deal with some of these other players. But you still have other linebackers, Maurice Barnes, Jaden McClure available. Taylor Schaefer, we just offered out of JUCO. I would love to get him. Did a video on him yesterday, 6'4", 240 pounds. He had 97 total tackles this year for Iowa Central at the JUCO level. Man, that would be awesome. Northwestern High School, where Teddy Bridgewater was at, Shane Rochelle. We've offered him. No movement yet. At corner, this is really, man, where we gotta get some guys. But I think the only guy that we've offered that's uncommitted is Jeremiah Douglas out of St. Thomas Aquinas. But that is one of the top programs in the country. He's a little small, whatever, but maybe you can develop him. Hey, Jaquan McMillan's 5'9". It can happen. It can happen. D'Angelo Pons, right? It can happen. Now he's even shorter. I want to say he's like 5'7". At safety, there are a few more guys. Courageous Hayes, we talked about the other day, out of Sarasota, Florida. And I would love Courageous Hayes to come here, especially with, oh man, why am I blanking on his name right now? The safety that we have committed right now. Why am I blanking on his name? We'll go back and take a look here in a minute. Not Rodney Colton. But yeah, we got other athletes we could offer. Preston Ashley. Why was I blanking on that? So guys, I mean, this isn't great news, but there still is work to be done. There still is a path to salvaging this class. Now, will the staff prioritize this? I guess we'll find out, and I'll be here to talk about it on what happens moving forward. But another great way to help win over recruits, guys, is over at Kalshi, baby. And that is winning a football game, upsetting a team like Arizona State. They got to come in here on the road. They got to come in here with their backup quarterback. And I mean, they are a very well-coached team. Kenny Dillingham's doing a great job over there. But this is still a game that if Colorado upsets, so you can see, man, Colorado, and you're getting nice odds. You can triple your money here at 29%. I already put $10 down on them earlier this week. This is going to show the proof of concept for the Buffs moving forward, that they can build around Julian Lewis. There's a promising future here. It's very, very key. It is imperative that we win one of these last two games against Arizona State and Kansas State. And it's going to have to be the Julian Lewis show with how they stop the run. No doubt about it. But we need a win. It's been great that we've seen flashes from Julian Lewis this past week. Some amazing throws. Let's see what this team can do. And some of these young guys can do. I want to see Mantrez Walker out there. I want to see more of the young guys play, because that's one of the big recruiting sells that I have to these players, is that when high school players come here and then get on the field, I mean, they do perform well. They do develop here. We develop high school talent well. We should lean more into it, right, guys? So hopefully this is the last of the decommits. Again, we'll keep an eye on Rodney Colton, Carson Crawford, some of the linebackers, right? But I feel like everybody else should be locked in pretty firm. And we really need to start adding to this class because we're going to have between 40 and 50 roster spots open between transfers, guys graduating, right? You can't fill that all with the portal. If we're bringing in, hey, around 30 transfers, we've been able to hit on that. But I don't like the idea of bringing in another 50 guys from the portal. Let's set aside a fourth of this 100-man roster to develop young talent and then go win some guys in the portal as well. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments on this. Appreciate you guys as always. Let's go Buffs.